Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thank you for stopping by today. My name is Jen, and today we're going to be making another alpha pattern together. So a couple months ago, we sat down and made an Xbox logo together. If you haven't seen that video yet, I will leave it in the description below, or I'll leave a little card above me, you know, all those good YouTube things. And after I posted that video, a lot of you were asking for another video similar to it, with me making a pattern that's maybe a little bit more challenging, has a few more colors, a little bit more detail. Some of you are even asking if I could do a portrait. We're not going to do anything too crazy today. I was trying to brainstorm, trying to think maybe we could do a cartoon character. And then my mom actually suggested that I make an Arthur pattern. Now, if you don't know who or what Arthur is actually a children's book written by Mark Brown and was then turned into a TV show in the 90s. And it just so happened to be my favorite show growing up. So when my mom suggested that we make an Arthur pattern, I thought that is such a good idea. I'm totally going to do that. So yes, I'm going to be making an Arthur pattern today, as you can already tell from the title of this video. And Arthur has had a few different looks over the years, but we're going to be making him the way I remember him from the show, and I'm sure as so many of you remember him as well. And I actually don't really feel properly dressed for this video, so I'll actually be right back. Okay, I'm feeling much better now. I have my Arthur shirt on, ready to go. I'm channeling all of my Arthur energy. And before we get too far into the video, be sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. It really does help me out. Okay, let's go. Okay, so the first thing I have to do before I can actually start making my pattern is finding the picture that I want to turn into a pattern. So of course we're gonna have to find a JPEG to use. So I'm just gonna go ahead and type Arthur into Google, see what kind of images we can come up with. Oh, these are lovely. This is kind of the energy I want. This picture here, that's definitely the vibe. I could see this being turned into a wall hanging. So I kind of think I want to go with something like that. Let's see. Because you know, like at the beginning of the show where he's like sitting in that checkered circle and he's like, hey, DW. And DW is like, hey, and then he falls and all the letters fall. That's kind of an iconic moment. This is totally what I'm talking about. This is everything. I would really like this yellow background with Arthur sitting in a checkered circle. Yes, this is everything. I need this. So this is a PNG. And as you can see, this is a little pixelated. Let's see if we can find this in a little bit better resolution. The quality of these is not very good. All right, well, I'm a little concerned at the quality of this picture. I guess I could always like screenshot the actual show. Hold on now. Is this a thing? Are we doing this? Okay, let's see. Arthur theme song. Okay, I'm not actually going to play this song because I don't want this to get copyrighted, but this is the image we are looking for. This image right here. I think that is kind of perfect. So what I'm going to do, this is the image I want to use, but I couldn't find a good JPEG of it. So we're gonna get a little crafty. I'm gonna hit my print screen button on my keyboard. This is a little tech lesson. We're gonna open up Paint and we're just gonna paste that in there. And then I'm actually going to select just this area because I just want the yellow crop. Okay, that is perfect. That looks wonderful. So let's go ahead, save as, and I just want to make sure I'm saving that as a JPEG, and I'm going to name it something that's easy to find. All right, so now we have our picture. So now I'm actually going to go over to braceletbook.com. And I'm already signed in, and I think you need an account to actually make a pattern for yourself. I could be wrong, but it's free to sign up, takes like 2 seconds. So I'm just going to hover my mouse over my username here, and I'm just going to select create patterns. And then it's gonna bring up all of the normal patterns that you've created or variated, and all of the alpha patterns that you've created or variated. So then where it says alpha patterns, you're just gonna go over and select new pattern. Then you have your headers at the top. You're gonna come over and select alpha from image. So now under image, you're going to choose your file and obviously select the photo you wanna turn into a pattern. So I did a quick count of the colors in this picture. I wanna say there's about 13 different colors here. So I'm just gonna play it safe. I'm gonna say I want 15 different colors. Now, as for the max width and max height, this is kind of going to be a trial and error a little bit. I don't think 50 by 50 is going to give me a lot of detail, but let's just find out. Save and test. All right, so it gives me sort of something here. I mean, I can't really make out his eyes or his shoes or pants or anything like that. So I think it's safe to say we're gonna have to go a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna go ahead and maybe we'll try 75 by 75 instead. Let's just see if that'll give us some more detail. And I kind of went over this a little bit in the last tutorial. The bigger your pattern is, the more detail your pattern will be able to have. All right, so let's go ahead, save and test that. The 75 by 75. Okay, we can see that is starting to look a little better. We can actually put the details of his shoes in there a little bit more. Obviously, our colors are still not doing great. And I still feel like we could get a little bit more detail in the word Arthur itself. So I'm actually going to make this pattern even bigger. So you may find you're gonna have to do a lot of trial and error when making these kinds of patterns. All right, so this is looking much better. I feel like I can actually make out the words behind him now. This is a really good base for us to go off of. So as you can see, everything is a little bit distorted, but we'll fix that. I think I'm happy with that. This is gonna be a very large pattern. It's gonna take forever to make, but it's gonna be hella cute. So let's come over back to our headers at the top. We're going to select Draw Alpha, and that will take us over to this section here. And as we can see, we have lots of yellows that are similar to each other. Lots of very similar, weird colors happening in our palette up here. And we saw this happen with the Xbox logo as well. So what I do to counteract all of these weird yellows at the top is I go to fill and I select a color that is very obviously not a color I need to use. For example, this bright green color. I'm going to select my fill option for fill type. And if I hit this yellow, it's going to change all of the yellows of that same color that are touching. So I can see around the circle, we kind of have a darker yellow there and down here. So I'm just gonna keep selecting this kind of background color until it's all green. And that's just going to eliminate all of these weird yellow colors that are just kind of thrown in there. And you can zoom in, zoom out, anything you need to do to make it easier for you. This is quite a large pattern. Because the thing with Bracelet Book, if you have too many colors that are the same or that are too similar, they won't let you upload the pattern. So this just kind of helps with that. All right, it's starting to come along pretty well. We're gonna have to fix up a few things later, obviously, but that is a good start for now. Now I think the next important thing will be establishing the black circle going all around Arthur, because once we establish this kind of black line, then we can really come in and finish off the background. So basically just get an outline of everything. So I'm gonna come in and select as close as I can to black. And we just want to make sure that we reselect our fill type back to Knot. And then I'm just gonna go around, just start making that circle, just kind of filling in these gaps a little bit. Right now, I really do just want to get all of these colors established more than anything. All right, I'm just gonna skip his legs a little bit. I'm just gonna go right over here. All right, now before I get too far ahead, I would like to kind of center this a little bit more. So as you can see, we have a lot of negative space on the top, none at the bottom below his foot. And then we have all of this extra nonsense happening on the side as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and trim this. It'll just be easier for us to count in the end. So if we can find our halfway mark. All right, so I just counted all of these, and this is 50 right here and 51 on the other side. So this is right in the middle, right here. That's the middle. So basically, I just want to make sure that there's the same amount of knots on this side of the circle as there is on this side. 12, 13, 14, 15, 13, 15, 16. Okay, so it's pretty close. So we'll just take a couple rows off of all of the sides. And we just do that by hitting the little minus on each side of the pattern. So now it's 15 and 15. I kind of want to make it more like maybe 7 and 7. So maybe if we just take away 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll do the same thing on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. And then that just makes our pattern a little bit smaller. And I'm just going to mark the middle here again. And then I'm just going to bring the pattern down a little bit here, select the green, and then we're just gonna add 2 more columns at the bottom, or 2 more rows at the bottom as well. Yeah, so now when we zoom out, our pattern is a little bit more centered. So I'm actually going to select my black again. I'm gonna come over and I'm going to start outlining Arthur a little bit. So let's just outline his shoes. He's got some cool shoes, some cool Converse looking shoes actually. They kind of just go up around here, and we can kind of follow the line that's been made already. His shoes kind of end off here, just like that. Lovely. I don't know if we should like outline everything on Arthur, like if everything should be outlined. Should we? Let's try. Let's see what happens. We'll outline his leg. And I am just kind of looking at the actual picture of Arthur on my screen right now, on my other screen. Do that, try and put in the pants a little bit. Kind of hard to make out what that is, but that's okay. Like there's that classic Arthur fist. Well, it's not actually a fist right now, but all right, there's his hand. It's so little. We don't have a lot of room for detail here. There we go. There's his little hand. It kind of looks a little funny, but that's all right. Get some wrinkles in the jeans here. Looking good. Love that. Love it. I actually may get rid of this here just to kind of break that up a little bit. His shoes look so clunky and weird, but I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna keep outlining in black. I'm sorry my webcam is a little all over the place. I keep turning it off just to do like tedious things so you're not just staring at my boring face. And then I keep forgetting to turn it back on. But let me know if you prefer the face cam, if you don't need the face cam for these tutorials. I mean, I don't know why you would. I've been streaming a lot lately though, so I've been on the face cam lately. Okay, there we go. Got some more pant action in here. Looking good, Arthur. All right, now we'll get his other shoe. That's not a very good shoe. Just following this rough outline. And we have like a bunch of weird colors thrown into the mix. Maybe we'll actually make this shoe a little bit wider. Let's just grab, I don't know, this, and we'll just kind of fill this in the meantime. Oh, his shoes are like way different sizes. Okay, so this is another thing to look for. Just kind of looking at the objects you've already made in your design, and then just trying to get everything to roughly match to the same size. It's gonna maybe grab some more green, throw that in there, all around there. At least now we have some definition in the shoes. And I think his pants are actually looking okay. His shoes need some work, but we're doing okay. I'm actually just going to save before I get too far ahead of myself. And then I'm just gonna continue outlining him. As you can see, we're getting rid of a lot of those extra yellows that we did not need. So that's good. I got my black. I'm just gonna keep outlining his shirt. This is a very easy outline to see, so we're just gonna go with that. Maybe even get something like this for his little cuff there on his sleeve. There we go. Okay. And I am kind of just winging a lot of this. We didn't see a lot of these details in the pattern that it gave us, so I'm just kind of making them myself just by looking at the picture and just being like, okay, so we need something like this here, need something like this here, maybe move that over. Grab our black again, just keep going along with our outline. And then he kind of has like a little collar situation going on here. It's kind of hard to make out in this little pixelated area though. So let's just try going around his face, kind of working our way down here, because there's his face. It's a good face. And then maybe we'll even just do a little smile. There we go. And then even for his glasses, they're not going to be very thick, but we can go all the way around, all the way around. Even I know these aren't the right colors for his glasses, but we'll get there. Just really want to get that outline. Okay, there's his little pupils. There's Arthur coming to life. His glasses. Okay. Make his little ears. Yeah, I find with bigger designs like this, a lot of it is just having to go in and fix a lot of the little tiny pixels on your own, just kind of making it look good. And then we'll come down with the outline around the head. All right, he's looking pretty good so far. Maybe we'll give him his little nostrils. There we go. That's looking like Arthur, kind of like the book version of Arthur, but Arthur nonetheless. Finish this outline down the arm. Okay, and then, oh, his hand. Oh gosh. His hand might be a little difficult. Like, we can't really do the big open wave that he's doing there. It kind of looks like he's giving me the finger, I'm not gonna lie. Let's just do that. And then maybe do that. I don't know. Sure. And then, yeah, see, he's waving. It's fine. It looks just like the picture. I wish we could give him a little like open smile. We'll try. That's a little open smile. Finish off his collar anyways. That's a little weird looking, but we'll figure that out as well. At least we were starting to get a little bit more of an outline. We can see a little bit more detail. So now that I have this, maybe I'll actually go around the inside of the circle. And I'm also just going to like also outline these stripes. And I know my circle is like really all over the place, but that is kind of the least of my worries right now. Just gonna keep trying to fill this in, make it look as good as humanly possible. Okay, so now I got all my stripes outlined. So now I think I'm going to actually come in, select a nice dark gray color, and I'm gonna start filling in these gray stripes. So I'm gonna select fill, come in and just start filling those in, all of that area. Just fill in these little stripes I've created in my circle. Okay, and then like I said, I will go in later and then just kind of try and clean some of that up. But for now, I think that's okay. Okay, and now the same thing for the these stripes. I'm just gonna go and select a nice bright white, and then we're gonna fill in all of these stripes in the circle. Because right now they're kind of like a yellowy color. We don't want that. And hopefully this will help us eliminate a lot more of those yellow tones in our palette that we don't want. And we're also getting rid of all of these like weird pixelated, like weird colors, like almost transition colors, I want to call them. All right, okay, that's looking a lot better. And while we have the white out, maybe I'll also just fill in his eyeballs. There, now we can see a little better. And then maybe we'll brighten up his shoes too. Everything's kind of a little dull right now. Let's just brighten everything up. Give you a little bit of color there. And oh yeah, on his collar as well. There we go. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and hit save. All right, it's coming along pretty well. Not the best, but you know, it's coming along. I think next I'm going to fill in this circle. And again, I want to make sure I'm eliminating all of these colors that are really close together. So I'm going to go in and select a color we're obviously not using. So maybe like this purple pink color. And we're just gonna fill in all of this. Yeah, so we can see a lot of colors that we don't need are being used right now. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I think I got all of those kind of weird blue colors. So now the important thing is really outlining this Arthur text that we have. So maybe I'll actually just grab my black again and then just start outlining the text. Oops, I forgot we had our fill on. So let's go ahead and select Knot instead. And we're just going to outline these letters. And they kind of have like a pop out, like a 3D effect to it. So we're gonna try and incorporate that. It's really hard to kind of get these shadows, but we're just gonna try our best. And once we kind of fill in all of these weird gaps anyway, hopefully it's not so bad. I honestly just can't wait to add the proper colors we need. I mean, I can definitely read it. It definitely says Arthur, so that's all I care about. There, Arthur. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and hit save now that I've outlined everything. So now I think I'm okay to start fixing some of the colors that I have put in here. Maybe we'll start with this yellow. We gotta make it this kind of orangey yellowish color for the background. So I'm kind of thinking maybe something like that. Let's go ahead and hit fill, and then all of the screen should just change to yellow right away because we've already fixed all of that. Okay, there we go. And then we'll change the background color behind Arthur in the circle, which is this nice blue color. This, we'll change the color of his jeans. So all of this bright pink we're gonna hit with this nice grayish blue for the background. There we go. This is looking kind of all right. Okay, so now let's select a different blue for his pants. We need something a little bit brighter, like almost something like that. Maybe a little darker. I'll try those. Oh, a little too bright, a little too bright. Turn that down just a little. Okay, and now we're just gonna hit the fill in here and just get all of these different gray blue colors. So they're all the same. Okay, so there's his pants. Let's fix his shirt here. Yeah, I think the shirt is all right. I would kind of like to make sure we don't have any weird yellows in here. Okay, I think we're okay. Let's come back and hit these again. Okay, so now for his skin tone, that is a big one. Let's see what colors we're working with here. We'll try this one. Let's see what kind of favors this does for us. Actually, we're gonna go back to our trick. We're gonna select maybe like a purpley pink color. We're gonna put this all over his skin tone just so we can get everything the same color and then work from there. And I know that Arthur's glasses aren't black, but I'm debating on keeping them that color because they do have an outline on them in the original picture. He looks very weird in this color. He's kind of giving me like Pink Panther energy. I kind of just want to keep those ears because I would like to give a little pink in his ears. I'm not too sure how I want to go about doing that. Like, I don't know if I want to put some black in there and outline the ears a little bit because I could do that. He looks so weird. He's straight up just pink. Okay, and then the hand. That's the other big one. Okay, so now that all of his skin is pink, I'm actually just gonna try and outline his ears. Yeah, I think that's okay. So now I think we're okay to make his skin tone. So we'll go ahead, select fill, just fill all of this in, all of this bright pink. Okay, he's looking pretty good. Maybe we'll try and give him a little bit of like that open mouth. Oh, that's like it looks like he's been drinking blood or something. Oh gosh. There, that actually doesn't look too bad. Maybe even if we came in here with some more of the skin tone. Oops. Oh no. Okay, that actually looks a bit better. Now he actually has that open mouth. And then I can just put the black going underneath. There, and then we'll fill in the skin. There, that looks a little better. It's waving at me. I think I will just fix up his collar a little bit and then maybe just add some more white right around his neck. There, I think he's looking kind of cute. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's not horrible. Okay, so now I only really have to fix his shoes and the lettering. So maybe we'll start with his shoes. Let's grab the black, go back into our knot fill type. We're just gonna try and replicate the picture as best as possible. So he's kind of got these lines in his shoes, like kind of like that. I guess I can kind of do the same thing on the other side too. Hey, how tall are his shoes here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Is that what we're trying to do? I truly don't know. No, I don't think so. All right, let's try and fill this in a little bit. Just see. This looks okay. That looks okay. You fill all these in. Definitely have to fix his other shoe a little bit. It's a little messed up looking. Maybe we'll start just by like doing these little red parts of the shoes. I come over, select horizontal, fill that in with white. And then what if we just made the black go underneath it? Oops. And then just kind of made this go underneath. Does that make it look any better? Not really. It makes his feet look like really different sizes. We're getting close though. Okay, now it's like a bit too big. You got a big foot there. Okay, we'll grab the red. Maybe we'll just fill in all of this and fill in the white down here. It looks like he has big clown shoes on. Doesn't look very good. Maybe what if we do that and then made the red kind of bigger, kind of like that. That doesn't look too bad. You know, I think this is kind of starting to come together. Starting to look all right. I mean, like with what we started with, I think this is a big improvement. We gotta fix all of this though. I definitely think the shoes should be a bit more symmetrical. Okay, his shoes are a little weird looking, but that's okay. We are getting a much better picture than what we started with, and that's all I care about. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the lettering now, and I'm going to go back to my method of just filling in the color that I want to use with a totally different color, just to make sure that all of this red is the same, which it looks like it is. Okay, perfect. Let's grab this red and we'll just fill all of this back in. Okay, and then for like this background color, I'm gonna grab this brown and I'm just gonna start filling in everywhere in this kind of shadowed area of the letters, this dark brown, and then hopefully that will eliminate the rest of all of these weird colors that we are not using. Okay, and I can't forget to fix his ears either, because I think that's giving me a little bit of a weird color in here somewhere. There we go. So I've actually spent a bit of time off camera just fixing up the pattern a little bit, fixed up the letters in the name. I gave Arthur some eyebrows. I even fixed up the circle just a little bit. And I think I'm actually pretty happy with the way this pattern turned out. So then once you're happy with your pattern, you can scroll back up to your headers, select alpha, and then from here you can scroll back down and type in your keywords. So I've just put in a few keywords for the Arthur pattern. And here you can also leave some review notes for the moderator that will be reviewing your pattern. And then this is the most important part here. Bracelet Book is going to ask you if you created this pattern yourself, which we have, and we took the JPEG directly from the Arthur YouTube channel for the video they have for their theme song. So just be mindful of where you're pulling your JPEGs from and what patterns you are submitting to Bracelet Book. So once you've put in all your keywords, you've put in your notes, you've checked this little box here, you can go ahead and submit it to the website, but you definitely don't have to if you don't want to. A lot of the times I don't end up submitting my patterns to the website because I just like to use them for myself. However, for this one, I will be submitting it to the website, and I will link it in the description below if it gets approved, just in case any of you want to make it for yourselves. So what do you think? How do you think my pattern turned out? Do you think I did an okay job? job? Do you think I should have made the pattern a bit bigger to get a bit more detail? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And that is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope at least one of you found it helpful. Let me know if you think I should sit down and try and make this pattern, turn it into an actual wall hanging that I can hang behind me. If that's a video you'd be interested in seeing, then let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, give it a like. Hit that button. I don't know. I hope you have your favorite snack today. I hope you drink lots of water, and I hope you have a wonderful kind of day. Okay, bye!